This is Justin AMZN on Monday, November 4th, 2019. Today on the daily was a shaved bottom candle. It opened and the low was 1801.01. And we had a really nice run up into 1815 and 6 cents. Right into our line. We're definitely in the upper half of this range that I was just talking about. Thought maybe we could consolidate here, but nope, we're pushing higher. So we did that, had a really nice run up, actually a couple nice run ups, and then a really nice rollover, trying to make it back up there. So let's look at the 5 minute and see kind of how it moved. So pre-market put a really nice level of support and resistance. I mean, really, really, really nice. If I draw the channel here, come on, it's going to draw. You could really see, I mean, we can draw it all the way across. This was a really nice range. There we go. This was a really nice range. See, now I don't know why it shows a lower wick when it said the open was 1801.01. So I'm not sure about that. But anyway, really nice resistance, really nice support. Comes right into the support. Breaks out, runs up, almost makes it up to 1815, pulls back, bounces off of the resistance as new support and bounces and runs again, this time going all the way up to 1815. And then chops around on here, looks like it's going to do this double top thing and a rollover, and doesn't happen. It goes sideways for a couple hours. Where have we seen that? We saw that on Friday, and we saw that on Thursday, where pretty much from about 11 o'clock till like 1:30, it's just going sideways. And it did it about that. I mean, right here at 1:30, okay, there it goes, starts to break out. And this was any of the bulls getting on that missed the move earlier. And they got trapped. And it immediately turned right back around, flushed down. And we ended the day right at this, bouncing off of this resistance, new support again. So pretty cool hot move there. All right, so let me show you what I was looking at, because I wasn't on the 5 minute. Let's drill down to the 3 minute. Still not a great bounce there. Well, I mean, it came right down into it. I wasn't on the 3 minute. I was not on the 1 minute. I'm trying to get better at this. So, come on. Stuck. Okay, did something. All right, this is what, no, it was about like right here. About right here, it's like, that's definitely bouncing. I mean, look at that, you got a hammer here. I mean, look, we had this whole thing. Excuse me. We had this hammer right off of the resistance. You can kind of play around with where that value actually was, if it's up here, if it's down here, whatever. The hammer's right there on it. We run up, kind of jog around a little bit. Looks like it's going to bounce. Some bulls are trying to buy it there. Breaks down, reach us, and then rolls down. Now we're on the 1 minute. This is 5 minutes total. These 5 candles in a row, pulling back, high wave candle right into that same level. And inside candle, it's like, that's going higher. I will risk that, so I was getting in right here and a stop down here, and it ran up to here, which I'm like, okay, it probably is going to roll over here and I'll just get out at like break even or something. Nope. It continued back up. And as it was pushing up, let's see, it pushed up, I think right here. It was about 20 minutes I was in. So I got in on this candle at 9:04, got out, 9:04, and got out at 9:24, and was getting out right up here because there was some bearishness up here. I wasn't sure if it was going to push up to make a new high. I, wanted it to, but I was good with, this bullish move, small pullback, this bullish move. I didn't really want to hold through another pullback, and it did end up pushing up a little bit higher. I'll show you what this turned into on the option. So if you were trading like 1850 calls, you could have been getting in like $2, at the open, or $2 over here. That ran up to 3 pretty nicely. So, you're going to risk less than $100. So you're going to do something like 2 by 150 or something like that. I was actually a little further away. I was on the 1865 calls, I think. 1865 or 1860. Nope, 1860. I was going to say, that volume didn't look right. And we'll go down to the 1 minute again. Okay, just looking at this. So we opened right about 1. I originally had the plan to get in right at $1, and it just wasn't pulling back. When I saw that high wave candle at like 9:03, even on a 1 minute, it's like, that's not going to pull back anymore. At least I don't want this candle to pull back more. I want that to be the candle that holds, because look at that hammer that it broke out from. I want this to hold and then break out, and it did. And so I was getting in at 9:04, and I was getting in here at 120 instead. And so then I held till 9:24, and I got out, and that's me right at 180. So would I risk? Not much. I still risked down to $1 just because I didn't think it was going to come down there, and it didn't. But that's what I was willing to risk on that. So 120 by 1, and I originally wanted more R's than that, but when I saw it moving up into the resistance, it wasn't pushing all the way back up here again. It wasn't going to get back up to the same option price as this, even though it did get back up here, further. It's like, okay, I'm getting in early on a Monday. I've got all week, let me just snag something here while it's going bullish, because that's going to give me the best, the best premium on its way up. So I was exiting here for 180 after getting in down here at 120. And yeah, even the pricing in here, I mean, we got above the 848 candle. 848 was right here, So the option didn't get back above this, even though the 5 minute or the 1 minute on the daily did. 1 minute on the daily, 1 minute on the stock did. So I was good with the exit. Obviously, I left some R's on the table. I left a whole nother R. I just held on a little bit longer, let it run up to 2. Could exit at 2. But pretty quickly, it was right back in the 180 price range. And then the rest of the day was lower than that. So after I got out, it's like, okay, I'm done for the day. And I was really happy with it, because it didn't make it back up 20. Like, it did within the next hour, but then it didn't do anything else to really move the way that it did for this move. So right at the open, where this push higher, nothing else worked out bullish. Just nothing else worked bullish today. And I mean, that's fine. That's how it played out. You can see how sideways this was. There were a lot of bulls trying to get in. Okay, got going here. There's bull getting in here, getting in, thinking it's just going to push higher. It stalls out right at the last place that it made a pivot. All this blow here, when this was breaking out here, it's like, okay, I know I said I'm done for the day. And I just really wanted to get in bearish up here, because we're so close to 1815. I mean, it's such a small risk to ride that back down. And I looked at the puts at that point. Sure enough, hey, 180, that was where I exited on the call. I could have gotten in at 180 and just rode that up, and, or gotten in at 2 by 180, another $20 risk there, so you could have gotten into 5 contracts to risk your $100, and would have been a huge move here. I mean, it just collapsed. It paused right in the same range here, then continued on lower, taking out these pivots. I thought it was going to come straight down to this one, but it didn't do that really till later. It came back down to this level at the end of the day, but it came down here, chopped around a little bit. I mean, it's doing all the same things that it does in a normal chart. It just does it a lot faster on a 1 minute. So, it's more so trading the levels, trading just the candles. The moving averages don't mean as much down in a 1 minute, and so this is where I was trading today. So worked out pretty well. Back onto a 5-minute. I think there were some opportunities to play at least, off of the level here for breakdown. That would have been getting in after 9:30, so 9:35 or later. Let's get out of the 1 minute. Don't need to look at that too much. Okay. This is the 1775 put, and that's what I was just showing over here. So at 9:35, you still could have been getting in, but it didn't do anything there. Even though bearishness was coming in, it didn't really work out. From the 9:35, you would have waited a little longer, maybe done like 250 by 2, but that would have only been able to scalp, not even that same risk amount. So that would have been getting in over here after it did this candle. This is one thing I've noticed is, don't be so anxious to take it, in the opposite direction of the trend. Let it play out where it pulls back some and then gets going again, bullish, and then it pauses right at a similar level. And really, this over here was the best place to play this evening star reversal. It wasn't here. It was here. And you had to be super patient to wait for that amount of time to go by. I mean, that's almost 4 hours, 3.5 hours. No, from here, sorry. From here to here is, 4 hours. Waiting 4 hours for this to play out bearish. And if you have that kind of patience, you could have made some good money today by, watching the level on the option, not so much, watching the price come up here and playing this price here, not playing the option price, because the option price, we're talking 9:30 was the time that it made that evening star reversal, or 9:35. You would have had to wait till it pulled way back here. There's no reason to even look at the option price here, because it's going to lose value by the time it actually gives you a good place to play it. And that's just how this worked out today. So being extra patient on options pays off. You could have played this with just the stock, but that's not usually what I cover. So, we're trying to get good at playing the options and mitigating your risk. And, a lot of it just takes this waiting to get through this. And it's just interesting. We've done this at least 3 days now. There's probably been more days. Nope, 3 days for around 3 hours. We're going sideways. Didn't really do it this day. Did a little bit this day. Did a little bit this day. It seems like that's been a little bit more the norm these last 3 days, that it just goes quiet and it's just pulling people in. You look at the daily and see what we've been doing. High wave, small candle, inverted hammer, right at a resistance. I mean, it's just waiting. It's sucking people in. And so, we've got the same volume really these 3 days. It's incredible. What's that volume at? 2.7. Yeah, 2.7 million shares traded. So we'll see right here if we have any more bearishness come in. If we have some more bullishness come in, again, like I said yesterday, I'm starting to get the feeling we shouldn't quite be up here yet. But I mean, we've done this kind of thing before, where we just, kind of go a little bit parabolic. It's really reminiscent of this, where we just go a little bit higher. I mean, this candle, that's what this looks like today. This candle, a little bit higher, is what we had today. So we'll see if we do something like this, where we continue higher the next day and the next day. I don't know if we will. I'm not saying this is a top by any means. I'm just saying be cautiously bullish. Look for these clear levels. If we can get above 1815, then that's a good place to see some support. If we can gap down and take out this low, I mean, on the daily, it shows it as a shaved bottom candle. That's going to trap a lot of bulls if we get an open below it. But we've also had, bearish gap and go candles, and they just fade. So really, we're not really sure what we're going to do with one of those. So we'll see if we can get some consolidation right here for a day or something, then break out. It'd be great to see a bearish candle come in, just so that we can get a little bit of a rest and then continue higher. But really, right here, it's it's kind of at a place that it could be, just stuck in this range in the upper half of this no man's land. I'm thinking of it similar to what we did, let's see, up in here, where we kind of just were in upper range, lower range, upper range, lower range, something like that. We could do something like that where we've been in the lower range for all this time. Now we're in the upper range for a little while, and we'll see. But I don't know, because I didn't expect it to go this bullish already today, and it's doing it. So we'll just keep an eye on the 5-minute and recap the best way to trade it. Hope this helps. This is just AMZN. Thanks.